Now we're going to focus on the Americans abroad. My goodness, what a great few weeks it's been for the US men's national team stars over in Europe. At Pro Soccer Talk, Andy rounded up all the action from the latest US national team players playing all across Europe now. Germany, Spain, England, France. We have you covered. So each week we'll be doing that. So it's a really cool piece. In the Premier League, I was at Chelsea Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge, watched that game live. Christian Pulisic came on for the final, sort of 10 minutes or so. He debuted that number 10 shirt that he's been handed for his great performances last season. I was sat about 15 yards to his left because with the sort of all the distancing, the press box is spread out now, so you're almost on the Chelsea bench. So I had a kind of a nod with him and good to see him back out there. I had my University of Pittsburgh hat on, and I think he's a Penn State guy, unless I'm mistaken. So there was a bit of a rivalry there.
Oh, no.
But we got along nicely, so that was totally fine. But elsewhere in the Premier League, we had a Premier League debut for Anthony Robertson at Fulham. Tim Ream started alongside him in that narrow defeat away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. And DeAndre Yedlin seems like he could be leaving Newcastle, but for the Premier League sort of portions of the Americans abroad, it's starting to ramp up now. Been a rough few years with not many players doing well, but Andy, Nick, I mean, take it away from here. I know Bundesliga, La Liga, and Liga, I've seen a lot of US players having some notable moments over the last week.
Yeah, it's obviously not super great for us that the Americans have kind of exited the Premier League at the moment, but I do think it has been hugely beneficial to them to go to places where, you know, you get a little bit more time, not just in the team, but to get into the team as well. You get to settle a little bit in places like Germany, especially. They just seem to have completely figured out the human side of player acquisition as well, how to settle a human rather than just a player into a club and a team. And you just don't quite see that in the Premier League because it's so demanding. You have to immediately be able to contribute. And these American players, a lot of them are so young, and so I think that's why we're seeing so many in Germany. And I love it. You know, with Gio Reyna getting the 3, he's 17 years old. He's not even signed a professional contract yet. And He's got 3 assists in a Bundesliga game at the weekend. It's absolutely incredible, you know, what he has done in a very short period of time. And obviously the comparisons to Pulisic, the quick astronomical rise at that club especially. And we see what Pulisic has turned into. You have to, I think of all the young American players anywhere in the world right now, I think he's the one you've probably got to be the most excited about because of 1, the age, 2, the mind that he clearly possesses and the way that he controls the game. Again, 17 years old. I don't know if I mentioned that. And he's at a place that will nurture that and encourage it. They're not going to beat that out of him like a lot of clubs in the world would do. They are going to further that. And I just hope, I cross my fingers and my toes that we, as the U.S. men's national team, can figure out how to use that properly come World Cup qualifying and hopefully the World Cup.
Nick, can you round up how the other Americans did in the Bundesliga, La Liga, and Liga?
Yeah, so I'm worried a little bit about the World Cup because how is Will Trapp going to fit into this equation for Greg Berhalter? Sorry, Will. I loved Reyna, but Josh Sargent is getting 80-plus minutes every game. And how's this for a nod? Bremen sold Milo Rashica, right? So that is some faith in the youngster. Chris Richards getting a start at right back. He's been mostly a center back for Bayern, but they buy Bunassar, who's a right back. I don't know if that's going to be a thing for them. John Brooks at Wolfsburg, they have allowed 1 goal through 3 games, and they have some really good center backs around him, and he's still playing. So good sign, and he's been healthy. That's the big thing with him. I'll save Sergino Dest for last because he's the only guy going in La Liga. But Tim Weah off the bench again, center forward for the most part. He's only getting mere minutes, but over a month he's been healthy, and that is such a big thing. Wrapping it up before we get back to Dest, Anthony Robinson, here's why I'm excited. If Fulham's center backs work, he gets a lot more freedom because he had to do a lot of backtracking this weekend. And if any of those guys that they brought in do anything, I like him. Miazga to Anderlecht. How about that? Vincent Kompany's his boss. Not bad for a center back. Cameron Carter-Vickers, he's going to go somewhere. But back to Dest, guys. This is an American, 19 years old, getting a half hour. And I think it was Andy who mentioned it on Twitter. He was living in Sevilla's end. This was not a stay back, right back, Sergio Roberto. This was go get it, son. And they're 3 games away from El Clasico at the new camp. 3 games away. Let's see them.
Amazing. So I want to finish up the segment by giving you my US men's national team starting lineup right now, if I had to choose. And then you guys can debate in the comments and everything else. But I would take Zach Steffen in goal because he's been playing well at Man City. He had a couple of outings now in the League Cup. Dest at right back. Chris Richards, obviously, Bayern Munich, getting some really big minutes and got his first start over the weekend. Did well. Played at right back, centre back, kind of plays in those two positions. John Brooks at centre back, Anthony Robinson at left back, and then midfield two holders, Weston McKennie at Juventus. Obviously didn't play this weekend, but is doing really well in Serie A. Tyler Adams alongside him. And then look at this attacking three. Pulisic left wing, Gio Reyna as a number 10, and then Timothy Weah coming off the other flank. Not bad, not bad. And then Josh Sargent up top. So that's my US national team lineup. Let us know in the comments what you guys would do. But this looks like the start of a very bright period for US national team fans. A lot of players spread across all the top leagues and a lot of top clubs in Europe in the Champions League and Europa League. So good times on the horizon, we hope, for the US national team. And we'll have you covered on Pro Soccer Talk each week so you can check out how those Americans abroad are doing.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Make sure you subscribe to watch highlights all season long and always join us every weekend at 7 a.m. on NBCSN for Premier League mornings. Plus, make sure you subscribe to Peacock Premium as well, where you can watch exclusively live 175 games and same-day on-demand replays of all 380 Premier League matches as well.